Welcome to the June wrap-up. I hope that was cool and not stupid, but here we are. June was a fairly productive month, so let's just get right to her. The first book I read was The Green Mill Murder by Kerry Greenwood. It is the 5th book in the Franny Fisher mystery series. It was fairly good. I rated it 3 out of 5. It does cover 2 storylines like the other 2 books, but instead of going like this, they went like this, which was a little bit confusing and disorienting, and also made me think that it was 2 books. But I still really enjoyed it. It was a good first read of the month. Nice and quick, nice and fun. If you haven't checked out the series, I would definitely recommend it, both in the novel form and the television form. Both are fantastically fun. But yeah, 3 out of 5. The next book I read, I'm a little bit obsessed with it, was All the Light We Cannot See. This is definitely one of the books that I'm going to be recommending for quite a while. It's like some other books that I have read in the way that makes me feel like throwing it at people. But it's also quite different. It follows 2 main characters, Mary Laurie, who is a blind Parisian, who was 11, I think, during the German occupation of France, and Werner, who is a poor German who later gets drafted into the army. Surprise there, talking about World War II in Germany. It was a really interesting book. It was really interesting seeing how both of these characters grow, and how both of them overcome different obstacles that are before them. Obviously, Mary Laurel cannot see, so that's her obstacle. Werner, on the other hand, is very interested in science, and he is poor, so that is his obstacle. And then he's not sure how he feels about Nazis. Surprise! But the one complaint I did have about this book that's not in the monthly review, or the book review itself, but the way that the time skips around in the first section made it feel like suddenly Nazis. You may have read in other books where there is suddenly Nazis, and it is one of my biggest pet peeves for World War II books that there is suddenly Nazis, because Nazis didn't happen suddenly. It's slow and nuanced, and then horrible. But the slowness came first, and then the horrible later. But this went straight to horrible, and sad, and racist. However, he did live in a small German town, so maybe that's why there were suddenly Nazis. And he was very, like, blonde hair, blue eyes, very pale. Almost ghost-like, I believe he is described as. So perhaps that's why there's also suddenly Nazis, because he did not fit in the demographic that Nazis did not like. However, Mary Laurie also had suddenly Nazis, but I think that's more because she was a child and the French were in denial. Suddenly Nazis, but still a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this novel. I thought it was really fun. The chapters are quite short, which some people, as in meaning all of my friends who have read the book, did not like. As you know, I like to pick things up and put them back down quite a lot, so I did find that quite nice, but perhaps not for everybody. Delightful novel. Next, for book club, I read Pride and Prejudice. I have a lot of mixed feelings on this book. I rated it a 3 out of 5. Didn't hate it, but didn't love it. It was a lot easier to read than the other Austen novels that I have read. I am not sure if it's because it's written better, which is a distinct possibility, or because I'm more familiar with the story. So let me know why you love this book, because I'm still struggling to figure out why people love it. I didn't really connect with any of the characters. Yeah, it was just okay. Just okay. 3 out of 5. Next novel was Voyager. I like this series a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. This is a 4 out of 5. The title has a double meaning, which I talked about in the video for Voyager. which there's a link to in the description box below. It's fun. It is quite big though. All of these books are quite large. So if you're not looking to read a brick, maybe not read this series. But they don't feel like bricks. Like the first half went by very quickly and all of a sudden you're on page like 700 and you're like, where did the last several hundred pages go? I'm not ready for the book to be over. I'm not ready to pick up another brick yet. But yeah, me and my friend Jillian are reading these together. So she's been bugging me to start the next book in the series, which I should do probably soon. But we'll see how that goes. But yes, 4 out of 5. Next is Beautiful Creatures. I read this in the last week of the month. I expected that it was going to take me all the week, and then I finished it very quickly, as it is in this video. It's the first book in the Beautiful Creatures series, so I will be getting the second book because I did enjoy it a lot. I watched the movie before I read the book, which is something I normally avoid doing. So that was a little bit interesting, seeing the differences from the other side. But I still really enjoyed it, although it was quite different. It was a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. The characters are teenagers, though, so that is something to get used to. Teenagers. 4 out of 5? 3 out of 5. 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5. You choose. The actual rating will be down below. I just don't look these things up before I start filming. Who would do that? The last book. That's right. The last book I read this month of June was the first book in the Explorers Guild, called The Passage. A Passage to Shambhala. It's a very interesting book, very interesting concept. A half graphic novel, half novel. This page perfectly illustrates the concept, as does this page and this page. It was written by, yes, Kevin Costner, and involved John Baird and Rick Ross. And those are all the people who you think of when you hear those names. And you may be thinking, Colleen, how have they come together to write a book, and how come you love this book? And all I can say to you is there are stranger things in heaven and earth than this fantastic novel. If you Google it, you will find that it might be turned into a television show. And if you Google it more, you may also find out that there's no plans on a volume 2 yet. So Kevin Costner, again, if you're watching this video, though I'm sure you're not, when volume 2? You left me with a cliffhanger. When is volume 2? And may I also suggest that volume 2 be red? Or like a salmon-y color? I think they would look very nice together on my shelf. So, those were all the books for this month. Again, as always, I don't actually know where my calculator is right now, so I didn't add up the pages. But probably something close to 2,000, maybe a little bit more than 2,000. That number will be in the description box below. However, some of you who have watched my goals video may be wondering, Colleen, what happened to the Eye of the World? That was not in your stack. Well, my friends, let me tell you. I was going to borrow it from my dad, and he doesn't know where it is. So I haven't borrowed it yet. My goal is still to get it read by the end of the year. I was going to replace it with A Dance of Dragons by Martin. I started that in the last few days of June, and I was like, I can get it done. I didn't get it done. I'm still at page 300 or 400. Anyways, we're not moving very far, very fast. In fact, I have read 2 books in the last 3 days that are not that book, so woo! Anyways, that's coming up, but shall we have a look at the stack? Look at the stack. If you liked any of the books or want more information on them, please comment and read the description box below. If you liked this video, click the like button, There's a like button over here. I'm not entirely sure. And subscribe to my channel, because it's only going to get better. I mean this sincerely. I think I said many less times this video. Please don't start commenting how many times I say That would cause me to have to edit things, which I don't want to do. But yes, productive month. Nice month. Don't forget to check out me on other parts on the internet, like Instagram and Snapchat and Listy and all those other fun places. Links are down below. But you can also search me by Unphilosophize. I'm pretty easily found. Huzzah! Until next time.